All morality depends upon our sentiments. Science cannot support the truth of our moral beliefs, but Hume believed that science has something to contribute to morality. Indeed, something surprising. He believed that his discovery was similar to that of secondary qualities.
So this is kind of interesting here, right?
Vice and virtue. Therefore, he compared things like sounds, colors, heat, and cold, which according to modern philosophy are not qualities of the object, but perceptions in the mind. So if you say ice is cold, well, for someone living in Florida, 56 degrees is freezing and you need to bring a parka jacket. But here in Michigan, 56 is a nice, we're going out in shorts to get the mail in the middle of December. The sounds, this is too loud, this is not too loud, depends on, or this is pleasing. That's one of those. If you don't like jazz, it's just a cacophony of noise. But if you appreciate jazz, then you can hone in on whatever jazz things you want. So with modern philosophy, are not qualities of the object, but perceptions in the mind.
And he gives us an example of color here. Right?
Yeah, the astonishing fact is that color of an apple isn't in the apple, but in the person perceiving the apple. And we kind of know this too because people have red-green deficiencies. And so, are you seeing red, and are you sure that's the same red that I'm perceiving that you're perceiving?
Yeah.
And is that pleasing to you?
Right.
Well, okay, what red's my favorite color, so a red apple is 80% pleasing to me, and so we can measure that. But is red a good apple and green a bad apple? How do we distinguish between types of apples?
Yeah, it depends on how hungry I am at the time.
To be sure, the apple is composed of molecules of specific structure, and light reflects off the surface.
So an apple is an apple, right? It has certain molecules that make it an apple. Mm-hmm. It has the color is, we are perceiving a certain wavelength that's bouncing off the apple, right? But the color is what's going on, right? Is what he's asking about, right?
It's caused by external factors, but exists only beneath the person's skin. The color is subjective. The person is the perceiving subject. Similarly, there are external factors that cause us our moral sentiments, but we are the source of those sentiments. And so, on Hume's view, we're the source of moral value. Morality is subjective. So, why is lying wrong? Well, for me, I would say lying is wrong to me because, I don't like it, and it causes a big response to me. But maybe at the same time, maybe I'm a professional poker player, and, lying is kind of part of the game. And so if you lie to me out in the real world, I'll kind of take a little offense to it, but not as much as, some goody two-shoe Patrick version over in Michigan who doesn't like people lying. So again, there the subjective value of lying is entirely inherent in the person, and we say, oh, that person's moral compass is skewed, but what we're doing is we're kind of taking a swath of society and saying, that person went out and murdered drug dealers, and that's wrong. But according to that person, drugs ruined his family, and he was attempting to take out the source of the problem the way that he knew how to. And so, where's the moral divide there? Well, in that particular instance, then you have government and society saying these are factors that we will punish and not allow or make laws against to tell people, hey, we here and no further.
Yeah. So the point he's trying to make is there are primary qualities. I think John Locke, the political philosopher, and he suggested that there are primary qualities in things and there are secondary qualities, right? Primary qualities like extension and that kind of stuff, right? Mass, that kind of stuff. But secondary qualities are the qualities that we as humans add to the object, right? For instance, color, right? And so he's trying to suggest, so that comes from us, it's subjective. And he's suggesting that Hume argued the morality works the same way. It's what we add to a particular maybe event, right? And so it is subjective. That's where it comes from.
Right. So in our everyday life, we still respond to sound, color, smells the way we did prior to learning that they're not objective out in their world. So too, after learning something similar about morality, we couldn't help ourselves anyway. Nature is too strong. So we have this. Even if we know about it, that it's subjective, we still we still don't really care because it's so ingrained into us.
Yeah.
We have this kind of revulsion to things like, the first time that you see a concentration camp video and you just are revolted about what people can do to other people, and the Holocaust Museum exists to kind of play on that type of ick factor. And so, that's okay for me, but not not okay for me, but for the Nazis it was fine. No, you have this kind of what Hume is saying is this ingrained nature that even if you recognize the fact that morality is subjective, you still can't defeat that internal sense.
Right. Yeah. And so this came to be known as we were talking earlier, as emotivism in ethics, where your emotions really determine right and wrong, right? How you feel about a particular action, that sort of thing.
So Hume and Dr. Stokes says, the point for now is that moral feelings, our intuitions about right and wrong, are powerful players in ethical theory, as Hume recognized. And the strength of our moral beliefs can cause us to make some pretty serious errors when it comes to reasoning about ethics. Few unbelievers have ever followed Hume to the conclusion that there's nothing more to our moral foundation than the strength of our convictions, so there must be good naturalistic reasons for thinking there's more to morality than sentiment. So even though the people follow in the footsteps of Hume, even they say there's probably something a little bit more to that because, there's kind of a term right now of, I don't care about your feelings. There's facts over feelings. Well, that's usually made in a political or moral sense. And so it's what other factors contribute other than just I'm offended, or I feel bad about this, or I feel good about this, or I feel great about this. So there's, other than measuring your on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? There seems to be more to declaring murder is wrong than that.